Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana-mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
And here we go. Man, let me adjust that mic. I'm the loudest guy in the room, which actually isn't too far off the actual living truth. I'm Bruce Barker, and also in studio tonight for Speed Scene Live is Alex, the car girl, Rogio.
Nice to be here.
Oh, nice to see you here. Hot Rod Bob Beck is here. No doubt getting it all primed and pumped for the great American auto scene tonight, I suspect.
Oh, yes. I've got plenty of gas for you.
Yeah, excellent. I can't wait to see that. Also, Bryant Layton's going to be on the show tonight. He's got Robbie Gordon, and in about 30 minutes, we're going to see what Robbie's been up to and what he's got for plans for the future. I know Bobby's got that big stadium event that he does, I think.
It's something, Robbie. The pictures that we saw from that Bryant posted, we got this really wild-looking off-road machine, and we know Robbie's good at that. I mean, there's less barriers to bounce off of. No, I mean...
What?
You never know what we're going to talk about.
Oh,
Indeed.
Robbie, I hope you're not listening. No.
That's right, yeah, not yet. Well, that sort of personifies tonight's show. In fact, you'll never know quite what you're going to see on this show tonight either, because, Alex, you're going to have to walk us through this.
Uh-oh.
Well,
wait a minute.
In February of this year, I took a little trip, shall I say, down to Pennsylvania to go to UMI Performance, their facilities in a really cute little town in Pennsylvania, and we did a really cool photo shoot, 2-day shoot, and these photos are on Facebook, and every day they post a new photo, and for every like or comment that is put on the photo, your name is put in as an entry for a contest, and you can win some cool UMI stuff, and you can even win some of my Liquid Glow car care products.
Oh, that's
so these
pretty
are some of the
sweet.
photos from the shoot.
So, what was it like in their shop? You were there. Obviously, you spent 2 days in the UMI shop, and what do they do there? What goes on at UMI?
They build performance suspension stuff for just about everything but Mopar.
That's ironic.
You know what? That's okay though. They're hoping to expand into Mopar. I think they're working on some new stuff for that. But they've got a huge shop. It's really really cool because all the employees are really really down to earth people. They seem like they really love what they do, and everyone's really knowledgeable. They use equipment that has been around for a long time, but that's part of what they talk about in the giveaway, but they use equipment that, works great, and it's like stuff from years and years ago, like the first press machines, and you'll see.
Oh, nice.
You'll see it.
The Gutenberg machines in the back.
Yeah, printing up Bibles as we speak.
There we go.
Wow. So that might be even one of them, too. Everything is very manual. Although
Yeah,
I did see in one of the
lathe.
shot just before this, there
Yeah.
was a fully modern tune-up system of some sort. This shot right here. I mean, that is new stuff right there.
Well, that looks like
Pretty new.
a computerized machine.
Yeah.
Not a test machine, like
Yeah, it's a CNC.
CNC mill.
Dang, I knew she was tough. She's holding up the
yeah.
entire press
Yeah,
right
Boy,
there.
that's the kind of press that
I'm
I've
about
seen
to
in
shoulder
Detroit.
press
Yeah. They stamp out body parts with that.
Well, yeah, that
Car
thing's
body,
huge.
car body.
Yeah, car body.
Car.
What do they do with this? This is a huge press. I mean, you
Honestly-
could squash an engine with that thing.
Yeah.
Wow. So you spent time there. This was it's a promotional event for them, but the giveaway, obviously, when people go to their site at, I think it's umiperformance.com.
That's right, UMI Performance.
I'm sure they've got a link to their Facebook, because you have to be on their Facebook account to be able to access
To like
this.
or comment on the photo, yes. You have to go to their Facebook page. It's a fan page, I believe. So if you like their page, you'll get their new photos on your newsfeed every day, and every day I'm on my own newsfeed, new photo of myself. I think we're on day 22 today, so
Oh, yeah.
got about 8 more days left.
Day
and
22, and Alex is,
Well, Bob, I don't know about
Yes.
you, too.
Yeah.
Some of the retro stuff I like.
Yeah.
Where you could see Alex as being a calendar girl from, like, 1943 or something.
You know something? We always see Alex wearing her comfortable, casual clothes or her fire suit.
Yeah. One of the
So
other.
to see these pictures, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, Alex, during your very early days with Speed Scene Live, I think one of the first, sort of a debut episode with you, you had a lot of sort of beauty shots, a lot of them in the desert, I think.
Yeah, that was at Valley of Fire. Yeah, I'm used to doing some modeling shoots most of the time with my own car, but this was interesting because I got to pose with all these machines that I had to sort of figure out, okay, how am I going to do this and look okay here? But it was good. It was really fun. We had to be pretty creative, and I mean, all of us were sort of in on the direction of how we wanted to go, and I had never done 40s style hair or makeup before, so it was a challenge, but it was a really fun time.
In neat cars now, they make a lot of suspension components, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Well,
So make a car handle, but not necessarily drag racing stuff.
They make a variety of things. I'm not. The thing is, it's all for Fords and Chevys, so I'm not as knowledgeable in this as I would be if it were Mopar parts. But if you look on the comments on the photos, everyone talks about how great UMI performance stuff is,
Cool.
and how much they love it, and how good the quality is. I mean,
You said they're on Facebook?
They're on Facebook.
I'll have to find out
Facebook
right
and UMIperformance.com.
okay, and I got to see if we can. I don't know if we can zoom this one in or not because your welding helmet here is just too cute for words.
That's it. There we
They
go.
got that especially for me. It felt like somebody
cool.
had that already.
Archangel.
Oh, that is great.
Cool,
That is
right?
the coolest.
That is pretty cool.
Oh,
they were
man.
awesome guys.
Yeah.
Great
Let's take a
people.
look. I think we have their website here just so we can kind of cover it one more time. There's a bit of a look at the UMI Performance site. So, Now, who knows? Let's see where they go for Facebook. Who knows whether or not, there we go, there's entries and stuff like that we can follow and look at.
Yes.
I would assume anyone from around the country is eligible for this.
Yeah, anybody. And it's important to mention also that they're all American-made products. They're actually a family-owned company, so it's like, I don't know if you can get much better than that.
Yeah, and I'll admit, we had no particular intention to give a giant, shout out and promo and commercial and everything to UMI, but it looks like a great bunch of people.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
All right. Now I know, Alex, you've had the Dodge Magnum out there just screaming on the track and doing a whole lot of other stuff with it and
Yes.
whatever. And I know we've got some video to take a look at as we really launch into Speed Scene Live tonight. So can you kind of guide us into one of these?
One of the videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first video is an interview with Chris Mitzos, who is Vice President of Mountain View Performance, also Mountain View Tire. They are the #1 sponsor on the Pro Stock team, NHRA Pro Stock team, and they have a performance shop in Rancho Cucamonga, and it's an amazing facility. You're going to see that a lot in the video here.
Nice.
And here's me talking to Chris Mitzos. I'm Alex Roggio, and I'm here at Mountain View Performance in Rancho Cucamonga. I'm standing here with Chris Mitzos, Vice President. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing very well. It's a pleasure to have you at our facility today, Alex.
I'm very glad to be here. Can you tell us about what Mountain View Performance is?
Absolutely, Alex. Mountain View Performance is a full-service race car shop. We do chassis fabrication, we do chassis updating, and we do chassis repair. We're also a full-service engine facility. We refresh engines, rebuild engines, and build engines from the ground up. We also do race car setup. We do race car electrical work. If it has something to do with your race car, chances are we can help you.
And you have an engine dyno, correct?
We do. We do have an engine dyno. It's a Superflow dyno. We purchased it about 18 months ago, so we've got full engine dyno capabilities here as well.
So how did you guys get here? What made Mountain View Performance come about?
That's an excellent question, and it has. There's not a short answer to that. We'll start with my dad, Nick, who founded the company. My dad was a very avid drag racer when he was in his early 20s. He became a business owner and he started a family, so he had to table his drag racing career. But he vowed, when he had the time and the money, he would get back into drag racing in a big way. And in the late 90s, we did get back into drag racing. We started with sportsman racing and competition eliminator. In 2008, we made the leap into pro stock. A couple of years after that, we had the opportunity to build a 27,000 square foot facility here in Rancho Cucamonga, which served as our corporate offices for Mountain View Tire. We built too large of a warehouse, so it was a perfect fit. We decided, well, we're already in the tire business, we're already in the racing business, let's go into the race car business. And at that point, we contacted Dave Beckley, who had been a most respected engine and chassis builder for many, many years, and we partnered with him, and that's how Mountain View Performance was born.
So what makes Mountain View Performance special and different?
There's one primary thing that makes Mountain View Performance very special, and that's Dave Beckley. Dave Beckley is an extremely talented engine builder. He's an extremely talented chassis builder. His engineering mind is unlike that of anybody that I've ever met. He can literally build anything from scratch. So combined with Dave's expertise, our knowledge that we've acquired through pro stock racing and sportsman racing, we've been racing now for about 15 years total. You combine that with Dave's knowledge and skill, that's what sets us apart from our competition. We know how to build a race car. We know how to get a race car down the track in the most efficient way possible.
Chris, what are some of the classes and who are some of the drivers that you guys have done work for?
We have done work for classes such as Top Sportsman, Super Gas, Super Comp, Pro Mod, Competition Eliminator, Top Dragster, and some of our customers would be Val Torres, who runs a car in Super Gas. He also runs a car in Super Comp. His son Val Torres Jr., who runs a car in Top Dragster. His son Gabriel, that runs, I believe, a stock car as well as a Super Gas car. We've also done work for Lindsay Torres, who runs in Top Sportsman. Joe Rubicek, who runs in Top Sportsman. Raul Perez is also a Top Sportsman driver that we've done extensive work for. We recently did some chassis modifications to Stephen Whiteley's Pro Mod car, which is now competing on the NHRA Pro Mod circuit. And then also in Competition Eliminator, we've worked on Gary Ross's A Altered. So we kind of span all the different classes, whether you go 990 or whether you go 5 seconds, we can do work for you.
Oh, man, I love these reports. We get to catch up on Alex and catch up on some of the people that you're hanging with, some of the people that are helping out the racing program. And, hey, you know, speaking of people, I should have mentioned this earlier, you guys. Where's Lucky Hudson? Where's Diana-mite? Where's, they stop by occasionally, Donnie Couch, Dar Hawthorne. Well, Lucky and Diana are both out on assignment tonight. That's right, they're out on assignment tonight. And also, look, I just got to get this out of the way, but we've all, of course, met and palled around with Brett Big Schwag Wagner from Pastime and Monster Garage and all that stuff. And he was in studio today, and here's a little clip of the Big Schwag as he's doing a commercial for a... Here we go.
Hey, it's the Big Schwag, your host for the 10th annual Dare to Ride Biker Classic. Join me and local bike clubs in the Jonesboro Police Department's Dare program, June 5th through the 7th in downtown Jonesboro. Don't get any better than that, folks.
Wow.
Yeah,
One take
adamant.
Well, what's amazing is there was pages and pages of advertising copy there, and man, he was cranking it out. It's good, dude. Where's that energy come from? Because every one of them is like that.
Like that.
It's like, be there. Yeah. All right.
Wow. Energizing to listen to, even.
Yeah, big time. So anyway, that's that big event in Jonesboro next. It's totally across the country for us here in Southern California, but just keeping you up to speed right here at Speed Scene Live. So
Perfect.
Alex, I know we've got more video.
Yes. Yeah. So, Chris talked a little bit about the Torres family, and I just got to say, every time I go in Mountain View, it's like sometimes the pro stock car's in there, sometimes the transporter's in there, and it's like, I feel like I'm going into like a celebrity's house almost, you know what I mean? It's so surreal every time. It's a really beautiful facility. So here is a video of the Torres family. We caught them at Las Vegas at the national race a couple weeks ago, and really cool people. So now I'm here at at the NHRA Summit Nationals in Las Vegas, and I'm in the Torres pit with the whole racing family, and with me I have...
Hi, I'm Val Jr.
Val Sr. Gabriel.
Now, you guys have been racing for a long time. Tell me about what cars you've been racing and when you started and what classes you race.
I run in Super Gas and Top Dragster, and my dad got my brother and I involved when we were in the junior dragsters at 8 years old. And again, the Super Gas car is a Corvette, and then also a dragster and Top Dragster.
So you and your brother have been racing basically nonstop since juniors. Probably like 8 or 10 years old?
Yeah, at 8, but we've been around the track since we were babies.
And where are you guys in the points right now as far as standings? Are you going for the championship?
Actually, my dad is. Yeah, in Super Gas, he's number 1 right now in the beginning of the season, which is a great start. And in Top Dragster, doing okay, how to win. My brother's got a few rounds in the division, so we're all looking good so far.
And you won Pomona, right? Is that true?
Yes, I did.
And what was that like? Was it pretty an amazing thing to win that kind of a race with so much hype and nostalgia to it?
It is, and it's especially that's my home track, and yeah, it's really great. Even I won 3 of them, but still, it just seems like the first one, and get pretty excited.
Can each of you tell me what your greatest accomplishments in racing has been so far?
First of all, making the JEGS All-Stars one time, a couple national event wins, and a few division wins, and a division championship. And this season just won the Top Dragster for the first time at a national, which is pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I have 3 nationals, and I don't know, maybe 7 divisionals. Made the JEGS twice. As you know, I'm leading the points right now in Super Gas. What else?
Championships.
I won 4 divisional championships, 3 in Super Gas, 1 in Super Comp. What else?
The list goes on. And what about you, Gabriel?
By far, it has to be winning at Sonoma Divisional. I won Super Comp. My brother won the same day in Super Gas. So that was a big day for our family, and it was a great day. A lot of bracket races I've won, and finishing top 10 in the world in Super Comp was also a big accomplishment for myself.
Wow, so you guys have not only a history of racing, but a history of winning too. So you guys use Mountain View Performance as your race shop of choice, right?
Correct. I've used them even before they were Performance. David Beckley, and Ryan, for 12 years or so, and then once they started the Mountain View Performance, well, David went on board, and we've been using them ever since, and they. We get treated right, and our motors last, so that's why we go back, and it's just you got to have a dependable engine. You don't want breakage, and so if you want to win, you got to go with the good stuff, and that's why we go there.
Is there anybody that you guys would like to thank and give credit to your success?
Yes, I'd like to thank my father for being our main sponsor in our racing career, and also K&N for helping out with all their great filters.
Awesome.
And also, Hoosier Tire, like you said, K&N, my family, my wife, my in-laws, my kids, that always help me, when I run. I guess that's it for me.
Yeah, I'd like to thank these 2 guys right here. We do it as a family. We win, we lose as a family. Got great products, transmission converters from Hughes Performance, Jim, Kevin, Kleinweber, Joey Hughes, everyone at Hughes, and they do awesome work.
Excellent. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I really thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Give him a few more weeks, he's going to have those crutches motorized.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see a family that races together like that. I mean, I didn't grow up racing, so I kind of admire that in people that get to do that for.
Yeah, and I've seen those kids when the kids were just hanging around with Val Senior, and they were racing all the way through, and Val was just doing brackets to stuff. It's neat to see a family stay together like that, and then share the love and the interest.
Right, and then win.
And win, yeah.
Then win together.
Be
win
good
the same
enough
events.
to win. I mean, that's a mentoring program on the part of Val.
Yeah.
He definitely mentors his kids, and to the point that they want to do this together.
Well, I wanted to come up with some, the family that races together
Stays together.
Stays together.
Oh,
Stays
I actually saw that sticker on somebody's trailer, and it was stays together, not stasis. I'll let you coin that one.
That's right. Where's my trademark stamp?
There you go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, Hot Rod Bob, is it time for a little Great American Auto
You know,
Scene?
it's time for a little gas, and I've got plenty of it for you tonight. I'm Bob Beck, and you've got gas. You're on Speed Scene Live. You know, every week we watch Lucky show you another magazine he's in. Well, guess what, guys? I did it this time.
What?
I did. Yes, here we go. This month's Drive magazine, or the June edition, actually, of Drive magazine. It's got a story about the Orange County reunion. I'll tell you what, that was a ball. And you can see all the guys who are there, and I'm right there in the corner. Yes, right where you're pointing, Alex. That's it.
Oh, yeah, there's you.
There I am. I got to be the moderator of this.
That's right. Shorter hair and less face
I did
stuff.
all. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was fun. I've done the moderation night of champions a couple of times, and this was just a great event. I got to meet a lot of my heroes of drag racing, and then John Force took over.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
I'll tell you what.
else
You know,
does
you
he
don't
do?
have a microphone on. John is nice and calm, but as soon as that microphone goes lit, he had Perdome blushing. I mean, he
How do
was
you
just
do
going
that?
on it. He just did it. I'll tell you what. John Force is an amazing guy. He is a super guy. His whole team, the family. We talk about the Valtorres family, the Force family. That is a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you what.
True.
But they are such nice people. And I missed this year because they weren't able to do their Christmas show, the car show, and the
they
cruise
didn't?
nights. They didn't do it this year.
Oh,
And that
dang.
was always a great time to come out and see. I mean, you talk about, the daughter's race, you see his wife on the starting line. You see John always there on the scooter whenever anyone part of his team is racing. The first time I met any of the Force family was at LACR, and John's brother, Louie, Diesel Louie, had a wheel stander, a Peterbilt. And he'd come up to LACR all the time and do wheel stands with that, and it was just a great thing. I mean, but first time I walked around the corner, and there's Louie walking around, I go, that's John. And then I realized he's a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But
They look alike?
They looked alike at that point in
That's
time,
funny.
and it was just. But great family, and you see Louie down at John's place too as well. And I missed that thing. But tonight I want to talk about a different kind of racing. This is a kind that you turn left and right. It's open wheel. Well, some of it is. There's going to be a lot of things. Now, this is reminiscent. This is one of the early Long Beach Grand Prix pace cars.
Wow, look at that Toyota Celica.
Toyota Celica. Now, I've been at the Long Beach Grand Prix. The first time I went was when it was Grand Prix cars, back in the olden days. It's been 40 years since the Long Beach Grand Prix started, and it takes over Long Beach again
way.
this weekend. Yes.
Wait, 40 years
40
now.
years.
But Toyota hasn't... Oh, there's another Toyota.
There's a Celica, another one.
But
later.
have they always been the marquee sponsor? The Toyota
No,
was
they
barely
weren't.
around 40 years ago.
Yeah, they
Although
weren't.
At least here they
and
weren't.
The first couple of years, it was Formula One. For first few years, it then later changed
look
to
at that.
IRL or not IRL, but IndyCar, IndyCar. Then as they went through, it stayed with the IndyCar format. And that's what it is today. But along with the IndyCar, and this is showing you a Formula One race where, that's number one on that front of that car, so that's got to be the champion from the previous year. But right in front of him is Mario Andretti, who got to get by him and win that race.
Wow.
But this was a problem in that one turn. They have.
There's no problem in that turn.
No, not at all. And, these are some of the things you see at the Long Beach Grand Prix. And
okay.
those are more things that you see at the Long Beach Grand Prix.
People go there to spectate in all manner and form. So
Yes, and there are some nice forms here.
I said, okay.
And,
Wow.
hey, look,
Just not
NOS,
stopped.
For a moment
NOS,
we were-
nitrous. I mean, these are car-related items here, folks.
You're right. You're right. I knew there was a
Yeah.
racing show in here somewhere.
There is.
Okay.
See now, lightweight. That's Kevlar, and those are SFI-approved bathing suits.
Okay, then.
There we go.
There's your race suits, okay?
Okay,
They have
actual
a
race.
celebrity race. They run Toyotas. There was Formula 5000 at Long Beach. There was IMSA at Long Beach. Now it's the two-door series.
I had no.
Formula One, as we know, there is, I believe, that is Niki Lauda.
Yeah, you're right.
So that was the number one car I think that we saw up in the air before.
Uh-oh.
And there's James Hunt and his wife. Now, if you saw the movie Rush,
Oh, such a good movie.
that is the real wife, and that is the real James Hunt.
Cool.
This isn't from the movie. These are the real couple.
That's a beautiful photo, too. Thanks to whoever Sutton is that supplied that. I think
Yeah.
actually that's the company that publishes the photo.
The Long Beach Grand Prix site has lots of photos. There's James Hunt again and Niki Lauda right alongside him. And they were rivals, but they did have a professional relationship. Now, I
What do you
believe
know?
this is the new pace car.
So
Or one of the cars that'll be out there from Toyota. Lexus is a division of Toyota.
yeah, so they chose to go, typically for pacing American races, other ones,
Yes.
you wouldn't take something outside your car line. For instance, if Lincoln was the official pace car, not that I think it ever was,
No.
at the Indianapolis 500, you wouldn't place a Ford out there. It would be a Lincoln. So it's interesting that while Toyota is the marquee sponsor,
Yes.
they're fielding a Lexus.
Lexus.
But that is them.
Yeah.
It's just their Highline brand.
Yeah.
And it's like General Motors when they are the pace car for this year's Indy 500 again with a Corvette. Speaking of Corvettes,
Speaking.
and this is some of the cars you'll see because they will run the Tudor series, and you've got the sports cars that are going to be racing. But at the pace cars for the Indy series at Indianapolis this year, it will be a Corvette again, not like this Viper we see here.
look at that.
But it'll be a
Hey.
Corvette, and I like Vipers.
Good.
Well, and
you know.
they just they came out with the new Viper, right?
Right, they
Sometime
did.
in the last 12 months.
It's part of their new division for Fiat.
Viper is a division now.
No. No.
Yes, it's part of the
SRT.
or SRT.
Yes.
Which is
Okay.
a separate group, kind of like Ford's SVO.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you've got your SRT group that has the performance vehicles.
I did not know that.
No. Now here's the configurations, the different configurations of the Long Beach Grand Prix. They have tried different ways to set the course up, and depending on the problems they've encountered with drivers or complaints from the drivers, they've made changes to improve it. They got rid of that big hairpin where they had a lot of speed buildup. They got rid of the downhill. They've made a lot of changes on it. But this is the configuration, the changes they've made over the 40 years of running the Long Beach
Wow,
Grand
you
Prix.
can really see the evolution of
Yeah.
probably due to accidents and injuries and whatnot.
Destroying cars.
Ugh.
This is another example of the cars you're going to see this weekend. Saturday, I believe, is this race. You can go on Long Beach Grand Prix or LBG. Yeah, LBG.com
P.
or
LBGP.
whatever.
It's
I
something
have it
else.
here, but
Why are we so
my
not good at acronyms?
I don't know, but my computer just went into sleep mode, so I don't have that on there anymore.
You mean your brain like mine just did?
Yes, that too. But you'll see. I'm going Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday I'll be there for IRAD Radio and one of the Fox radio stations doing some broadcasting for them. So it's going to be a great weekend. I'm going to walk around and enjoy on Saturday, and Sunday I'm going to be working. But it's going to be a great weekend. The weather's supposed to be nice. It's going to cool down this weekend here in Southern California, and then Sunday is going to pick up the pace a bit.
I'd heard that too.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday is going to cool down, and Sunday is going to pick up. So it might get into the, this is our winter time. It's going to get into the upper 70s. So,
freezing.
yeah, I know. I may have to wear a long sleeve T-shirt or something. I don't know. I'll get my sunblock out, but and we'll be thinking about you guys back in Pennsylvania.
Just
and
jump
Yeah.
in this Celica,
Those
man.
people
Everything
are
will be
so
fine.
mad at us now.
Those are great little cars. That I believe was the Supra version, which
think
was
you're
the
right.
6-cylinder and a longer nose on it.
Right, it had the big motors.
Yeah, it had the big motor. Yeah, it was the
Well, yeah, the
150
sixes
horsepower.
on those cars were big inline sixes, so it had to, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And the first ones were single overhead cam. Later they went to a dual overhead cam arrangement. Plenty of horsepower. But I'll tell you what, if you can tune on the TV, when the Long Beach Grand Prix started, it was a tight situation. They may have had 100,000 people watching it rather than the millions that they have today. But you can catch it. It will be broadcast on some of the networks locally. You have to check your TV listings for where and when. But I'll tell you what, it is a great event. It is a spectacle
Cool.
of 3 days of racing models. They have so much going on. They have the lifestyle.
Trophy girls.
Trophy girls, yes. And some of them are trophy wives. But that's another story altogether. But it's going to be a lot of things to see. If you're in the Southern California area, this is a must-see. Go to it. It's a great event.
Man, speaking of great American auto scene, thanks, Hot Rod Bob.
Not a problem.
Okay, here's what we got to do. You know the famous guest who's going to be on next with Bryant Layton and the Off-Road Report, and Bryant's got some news just aside of that he's going to talk about for a few seconds as well. We got to take a quick break right here at Speed Scene Live, so you can hang tight. We're going to be right back. Keep it right here, speedscenelive.com.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all. And every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
This is John Metajasic, sometimes called the Magic Man, sometimes called that guy in the tower at Bakersfield. And when I'm not talking there, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefote.com.
And I'm Bob Beck here on Speed Scene Live. Welcome back for another Tuesday night under the lights high atop the Speed Scene studios here in North Hollywood, California. With us tonight is the lovely Bruce Barker. And the always fast-driving, hard-charging Alex Roggio, the car girl.
Me, fast driving.
Hey, you know what? I want a little shout out here, or just to calm the fears of Mr. McNasty, who's watching us right at the live stream at kind of the home page rather than at speedscenelive.com, which is where everybody else, of course, tends to land for this. He says, "Hello, anyone home? We're actually here, Mr. McNasty, but everybody's all busy, and so
Sorry,
we can't text back to you,
well,
buddy."
Maybe we can get Mr. McNasty to call the CarHex guy, Hector Carrillo, and talk about GM parts or something.
Yeah.
You car hacks, we said it.
Nice. Nicely done, Bob.
Yes, see, now he's taking us to Disneyland.
Yeah, there you go.
Disneyland, that's what he said.
Nice. Hey, you know what? Time to get on the Great American, or rather the Off-Road Report with Bryant Layton. Hey, let's get Bryant Layton on the phone right now. Bryant, how you doing, man?
I'm doing outstanding. It's another beautiful day in Southern California. The weather is nice. Cruised the Harley to work and back today. Things can't be better, except the fact that, you know what? I'm so excited about the Long Beach Grand Prix this weekend. And, Bob, I hear you're going to be out there, too.
Yes, I'm going to be there. You going to be out there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there on Sunday. Got a group of buddies riding the Harleys up, and we're gonna go watch some awesome stadium super trucks out there. We're gonna talk to Robbie in just a second, but I have a really quick announcement. Black Knight Lighting has come back on board with Speed Scene Live. We are going to have them not only on the Class 8 truck of Benny Canala, but also in the Truggy that we also run, and we're really excited to be back on board with Black Knight Lighting. And Kyle, thank you so much for your continual support with Speed Scene Live.
Man,
now,
that is excellent. They were a past sponsor, Bryant, and they're back for more.
Huh? Oh, exactly. Kyle's a great guy, and we're doing it lights up the desert for us. It's so awesome. And speaking of the desert, there's one man when you talk about the desert that always everybody talks about, and that's Robbie Gordon. He helped me get into off-road. He was my idol growing up when I met him in 7th grade. Please bring on Robbie Gordon.
All right, Robbie Gordon, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, guys, how are you tonight?
Pretty good.
We're doing great. How about you?
Good. I'm doing good. Heck, today was a good day. The truck's headed west from Charlotte, North Carolina, with a fleet of stadium trucks, and it was a pretty quick turnaround. We ran 2 weeks ago at St. Petersburg, and had to turn the cars around. I think there was 9 complete noses that were smashed in on these cars, and it made for a lot of work.
Yeah.
Now, Robbie, you guys raced, what was it, last weekend or the weekend before in Florida. You pulled all the cars, all the trucks back up to your shop in North Carolina, and then now you have to get them all to the West Coast. What's it like now? Because last time we had you on the show, we didn't have the announcement made yet. Me and you kind of talked about it, but it wasn't out yet that you brought back, stadium racing, the short course racing. In the last year, though, it's blown up. You're taking them to a whole different level with, for example, this weekend, the Long Beach Grand Prix. Tell us a little bit about how you're bringing off-road more mainstream.
Well, one of the things that I was told a long time ago, and this is going to sound funny, but when I first started driving for Ford Motor Company back in the late 90s, I brought Michael Cranifus to an off-road race. He was the director of Ford Motor Company, kind of like Jamie A. Allison is today. I took him to an off-road race, and he said, man, this is the best-kept secret in racing because nobody knew about it. And, there was a guy before me that really tried to explode off-road racing, and I believe he did get it mainstream, and I'm going to say that's Mr. Mickey Thompson. Yeah. And, he got the Mickey Thompson schedule off and running. Heck, my career came out of there. Rick Mears' career came out of there. Jimmy Johnson and Casey Mears, we all came out of the Mickey Thompson series. So, it's something I've always wanted to bring back, and we brought back stadium racing last year, but it was new. It's been gone for 20 years. A lot of people know about the desert, but they really didn't know a lot about stadium. And I have a friend of mine, Jim Michelian, that runs the Long Beach Grand Prix, and I said, hey, will you let us come do a demo at Long Beach last year before the LA Coliseum just to build awareness? And I got to be honest, the street races with the off-road trucks is just downright gnarly. 10 to 15 feet of air for 200 to 250 feet of distance. People just aren't used to seeing this kind of stuff on IndyCar tracks or pavement races or even NASCAR. They're used to seeing, single dimension or 2-dimension because the car gets sideways. They're not seeing the 3-dimension racing like we off-road gives.
Yeah, especially like you guys are landing on the pavement, which has got to be a little bit, it's harder than dirt, but the trucks that we're building today, I've got the chance to ride with, numerous, great drivers, but the trucks landing on the pavement, though, is like, to me, I'm like, wow, that's got to be a little bit harder on the equipment. How is everything holding up? You designed a great truck, but what's the teardown like in the turnaround time usually?
Well, we've got a pretty good maintenance program on them. One of the things we were really proud on is we went to St. Petersburg, and every truck finished the race on Sunday.
Nice.
And, these guys drive these things like they don't have a dime invested in them. And, they beat and bang, hit the walls, spin out, roll over, and keep going. And they're really, they're life-size Traxxas trucks. The whole thing was was built in. And the same thing when I went to Traxxas and to Mike Jenkins and the guys said, hey, I think the pavement stuff actually might fit us a little bit better for the off-road stuff than even the stadium for at least the next year or so. And he's like, why is that? I said, well, if you think about it, people that buy the Traxxas trucks, most of them drive them in the cul-de-sac or jump them off curbs. It's exactly what we're doing with the stadium trucks at Long Beach Grand Prix, St. Pete. We're only a year old with our series, and to be able to identify, St. Petersburg, Sunday, Long Beach Grand Prix, literally right before the Indy cars. We got some prime time. We just cut a deal with Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll be the 7th motorsport series ever to compete at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this coming up May. So we're really excited about that. It's a new announcement coming out for us. And then we landed X Games. Within 9 months of business, we will close out X Games on Sunday as one of their feature events.
Well, Robbie, we were just...
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Robbie. We were just watching some video of your truck, a camera-mounted, one of those Replay XDs that was mounted on your Speed energy drink truck, and at the Long Beach Grand Prix, and it was some pretty tremendous video watching you hit those jumps.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The people that have been off-road, they know it. And I think one thing that we can do to IndyCar is we can bring off-road crowd to IndyCar. At the same time, we teach the IndyCar crowd what off-road is. And, I get beat up a little bit. Well, what part of IndyCar racing or road racing with trucks is off-road? And I say, well, maybe that 4 or 5 seconds of airtime when they leave the ramp till the time they hit the track again, because they're definitely off-road.
What's awesome about that is, Robbie, like with off-road, we have that third dimension that you're talking about. We're getting air. We're making more than just left turns, IndyCar and everything like that. You have left and right and straightaway. Nobody has the jumps that are involved in it, which I think actually the way you're marketing it and the way you're doing it is bringing more people as fans to off-road. But one question I got when I made the announcement that you're going to be on the show this week is I had a fan on Facebook say, can you ask Robbie what the best win he's ever had? And that was a really good question, and I'd love to know personally myself.
I'm going to look back on it, and that one's tough, because I've been very fortunate over my career to race in a lot of different series. And maybe a lot of people don't know this, but probably the first win that really made my career was Daytona 24 Hours. It was the first time racing really on pavement. Hooked up a deal with Ford Motor Company and Jack Roush, and we won the 24 Hours in, 1990. But then we won 1991, 1992, 1993, 1994. We won 4 of them in a row, and I think that is probably the thing that launched me into A.J. Foyt's IndyCar, which put me in, in victory lane in IndyCars. And then from there, driving for Childress and winning in stock cars. There's only been a few of us that have actually won races in multiple disciplines. And I've been very fortunate over the years to be able to drive in multiple disciplines and multiple vehicles and understand the dynamics of each racing series. And that's why I feel with stadium trucks, we've got a little bit of everything involved here. We got some NASCAR V8 kind of stuff going on with the engines. We've got road racing with Indy cars. We've got off-road. But the weirdest thing about it is, like at St. Pete last weekend, the cars were separated by inches, the whole race. After the race was over, the last corner, there was 5 cars, 3 cars sideways in the last corner going for the victory. Wow. And the trucks, the way they are, without a windshield, without really having a bunch of splitters on them, leaving the anti-roll bars fairly loose so they do roll over, it produces good racing, so you don't have really follow-leader racing like we do in a lot of other formulas right now. And aerodynamics come into play, where with the truck, the aerodynamics really just don't come into play. It comes into driver control, being able to slide it, drift it, and apply power.
Very, very true. I remember talking to you. I'm gonna age myself a little bit here. 1995, at my good friend and how I met you, Jason D'Angelo's graduation party. You just won, I think it was Arizona, and Indy cars. And I think that was your first win, I believe, right?
It was my first win, and the D'Angelos. I've been very fortunate to grow up with the D'Angelos, mutual friends, obviously of ours. The father, Mike Senior. Had an awesome company, and I know the kids are bringing it back. Styles for Less was a lot of fun, and I can't say enough about Augie and Mikey and Jason and the whole D'Angelo group. I think the success that Mike D had, I'm going to say personally drove me to want to be successful, and that you can go out there and be a pioneer and pull things off.
Oh, yeah, big time with, their old company Close Time and everything like that. Now with Styles for Less and the boys running the company. They're doing a great job. But I remember asking him, well, congratulations on Arizona. And you were talking to me a little bit. And at that point in my life, I think that's when I decided that I wanted to race. I wanted to be, going off-road and then maybe take the steps of NASCAR and Indy. So I personally, as a fan and as a friend, want to say thank you. It's like, we're talking 15, almost 20 years ago. But, you're known out there as Robbie Gordon. Everybody just knows he's the fastest guy in the dirt. He's going to do it every time he's out there. He's going to kill it. But for me, though, you're sitting there. I was watching some of the videos of, like, Sheldon Creed. Some of these guys, Sheldon Creed's, 16 years old?
Yeah, Sheldon's a very impressive talent. And that's one of my goals. Obviously, my career is, I would say, in major forms of professional motorsports, I'm winding it down. But what we are doing is winding Stadium Super Truck up, our Dakar programs, and some of the off-road stuff, because I've always enjoyed it, and I always wanted to see that sport grow. And I think with the things that are happening now, obviously we're influence people. Like I've been able to influence your career. Sheldon Creed, this kid is a talent. I think Rick Hendrick has already taken a look at him. Roger Penske's looking at him. There's another kid right in his footsteps. Jarrett Brooks. He podiumed both days at St. Petersburg. Then he went on to win Prim this weekend. He's another 16-year-old kid that's just on fire. And we got a whole fleet of young drivers that are coming up right now that have not only car control, driver ability, but they're driving 600 horsepower cars. They're basically Trans Am trucks on street circuits at 140 miles an hour. And these kids are doing a good job.
Now, what is it like to you, though, to be like, for me, you're kind of like, that's, my idol growing up, hey, it's Robbie, and this is how he does it. I watch all the in-car footage still to this day. But you got these kids like Sheldon Creed. Sheldon's beat you in Stadium Super Trucks. How is that, handed the
Sheldon
torch
won
over?
2 races last year, and he's going to win more this year. This kid's on fire. He's been picked up by Traxxas. Mike Jenkins has picked him to be his driver for Traxxas in SST. I believe he has Traxxas on the Torque Series as well. So this is a 16-year-old kid that I say it. He's basically. I hope he follows my footsteps. I think the kid has a ton of talent, and there's not just Sheldon. There's Brooks. There's Creed. Or there's Creed. There's Brooks. There's Scotty Steele. There's Harlan. There's a bunch of 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that are on fire.
Yeah, you have Justin Lofton also, who, you've known the Jimco family for years. Justin was out there in the truck series and NASCAR, winning some races. You sponsor with your Speed Energy drink. I mean, what's it like to go out against all kind of the younger guys? And you're still out there, and you're winning races too. But when you get beat by some of these, some of the younger kids, what is it like, though, for you? I mean, it's got to be kind of like because I know, like, I looked up to you, they looked up to you. It's got to be like a little, sense of accomplishment, in my opinion. What do you feel?
No, I think it's cool. I mean, and to be honest, I'm stoked when these guys put on good shows and drive the wheels off the trucks and beat us. Heck, there was, Rob McCachran and myself who've raced off-road forever. We battled for the championship, but we battled for the championship last year because of experience. There was many times last year these kids were faster than both of us. But they would, just drive in a little too deep, see God, spin out, and we'd drive on by. And I think there's, that will come with age comes maturity, and I think these young talents are gonna rise to the top for sure.
Well, Robbie and Bryant, we want to make sure that we're covering all the bases here because we're going to be short on time in just a few seconds. But Brian, be sure, is there anything we might have missed?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, the opportunity at Long Beach. People that haven't seen the Long Beach Grand Prix, haven't been to Long Beach Grand Prix, the Long Beach Grand Prix is legendary in American road racing or American street racing. These were the guys that started the Formula One deal back in the day, and Jim was a partner with Chris Pook back in the day. And Jim and the guys at Long Beach Grand Prix run an awesome show.
I think
IndyCar is as competitive as it's ever been. That formula seems to be working really well, and they got good competitive races. So I think everybody in Southern California are going to enjoy a great race this weekend.
It's the only road racing in Southern California, professional-wise.
Yeah, you guys.
It's the Long Beach Grand Prix. I know I raced the Grand Prix back in the day, and I never won the Grand Prix. But King of the Beach is something everybody wanted to be. My brother-in-law won it a couple of years ago, Hunter Ray, who's married to my sister. Yeah. He won it a couple of years ago. He finished second last week at St. Pete. I think he's going to be back for Vinge this year at Long Beach, and hopefully he can pull it off again.
You know what, everybody out there, if you can make it in Southern California, the Long Beach Grand Prix, make sure you get there early on Sunday. Robbie, I think you guys are racing the trucks at about 12 noon, right?
Yeah, I believe we are the last event before IndyCar. So as we take the checkered flag, they go straight to driver intros. I can't thank Jim and the guys at Long Beach enough for giving us the opportunity to go there. And I think the fans that go there and see Stadium Super Trucks for the second year are going to be surprised because these are V8 supercars with 26 inches of wheel travel that drift like a drift car.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, they do freewheel motion through the turns. Everybody, make sure you come out to Long Beach Grand Prix this weekend. Check out Robbie Gordon's Stadium Super Trucks. Robbie, thank you so much for being on the show. We always love to have you on and hope to have you on more.
Yeah, hey, it's great being on the show. I enjoyed listening to the first part of it. You guys got a nice show here. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, and good luck.
All right,
thanks, Robbie.
You.
Brian, Robbie, good night now. Thank you for calling in.
Oh man, that's a fun time. And watching this video, you're in the car.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that this kind of racing exists. That's insane. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just going, what?
Yeah, well, I didn't know I knew he was doing the stadium trucks. I didn't put stadium and
on asphalt. That's
together.
the thing that I was surprised about. I knew trucks off road, but
yeah, I've been watching them with the Rent-A-Center guy just smoking everyone's doors and the closed course trucks.
Yeah.
And now Rami's in it, and now it's gone a step further.
Yeah.
So he's taking it far and away ahead of what Mickey Thompson envisioned.
Yeah. Well, and the stadium events are a spectacle. I mean, it's big stuff that needs voices like that.
Well, yeah. Well, I always loved them at the Coliseum jumping out down the stairwell.
I know.
I want to do that sometime.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, you know what, Alex? We've got more material.
You got more Alex.
Yeah, we got more Alex.
We got to talk to Dave Beckley because he's a dang cool guy. Here's Dave Beckley from Mountain View Performance talking about his skills. I'm here with Dave Beckley, who is the head fabricator and engine builder here at Mountain View Performance. Dave, when did you get started building race cars?
I would have to say it was when I was old enough to pick up a hot rod magazine and pretty much hung out with all my friends that had race cars and just learned over the years, and just the more I learned, the more I wanted to do it, so just got better at it, it seemed like.
So did you do any racing yourself?
Yes. Started out with my high school Camaro that I built and got kicked out of the school parking lot, so figured that was time to go to the racetrack and do it, and race that. And then, of course, like every racer, it's not fast enough, so you cut it apart and do things to it to make it go faster. So, and just, it's an out-of-control habit, yes.
Dave, what do you feel sets you apart as a fabricator?
Well, again, after doing it over the years and the cost, and it's a really expensive sport, and I just, like I say, I work on other people's cars, so I felt that I could do it for people and not charge them as much and still make them go fast, be happy, because a repeat customer is always the best customer, because you don't want to get a bad reputation out there or whatever. You know, and the thing is, working with all the other major chassis builders like Jerry Haas, Jerry Bickle, Don Ness, Rick Jones, you learn all the things that particular people like to do, and with me I can kind of incorporate all the different ideas into what we do here. So one guy may be special at one thing and one special at other, and you can't get it there, but here, you know, I can give you part of Rick Jones, part of, you know, Jerry Haas. It's however you want to do it. So it comes in handy because they all have their good benefits, so it's just kind of nice to incorporate everything together. So that's why we think we're different from everybody else.
Dave, what kind of advice do you have for people that are building or upgrading their race cars?
Well, the first advice I would have is they need to look at the long picture of what their racing intentions are. You know, do they have a plan of where they're going to stay in one class basically forever and just go so fast? Or if they want to go faster, research parts better, find competent, you know, racers, winning racers, find out what they're doing, you know, try to get advice from them.
What can you tell us about the car that we're standing in front of?
Well, this car was the Mountain View Racing's first pro stock car, and actually I drove it for 9 races in the 2009 season when his wife was ill. When it was time to retire the car, we got a new car and we kept it around because Nick's son wanted to race Top Sportsman, so we converted over with a big block Chevy and an automatic to race Top Sportsman, and he's been doing really good at Phoenix this year. He runner up at the national event. So it's a bracket car that we call it a barbecue car, because we literally, only thing we do is put gas in it and charge battery. And it goes 730s all day long, and just, you know, we don't work on it. We just bring it home, maintenance it for the next race, and go out and just wear it out.
Wish my car did that. Don't put that in there. So you build engines here?
Yes, we build new engines from scratch, or if you have an existing engine, we will freshen it, go through it, give our recommendations if it needs better parts, or if you want it to go faster, we'll let you know what it would need.
And you have an engine dyno facility, right?
Yes, we have a brand new Superflow dyno.
So what is your general philosophy when it comes to engine building and assembly and things like that?
Most of it would be reliability and consistency. I would say the majority of our racers are bracket racers, meaning super gas, super comp, but top dragster, top sportsman. And you have to have something that A, is going to be reliable every day, B, it needs to run the same every day, because that's how you win or lose the race. And when we build them, we always put good parts. We won't fudge on parts. We have a couple customers, super class cars, and they've won many national events, been division champions, and we build their engines every 2 years. And when he brings it back to freshen, it's got the same spark plugs it left with. So that's consistency. It runs all the time. Again, it's back to the barbecue deal. They just never work on it. It just runs and runs and runs.
That's a good sign.
That's a great way to put it at the barbecue car.
I know. I love that saying. I use it all the time now ever since then.
Don't you wish you had a barbecue car?
Yeah,
Yes.
Well, yes, I do. Not the kind of barbecue car that I had last year that started on fire. And
yeah, well, you got to keep marshmallows in the glove box for yours.
See, I should have done that.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead, that's what I got to do more of. Or just thinking in general.
Before we go to the next video, I just want to say to everyone, thank you for voting in the Search for a Champion contest. They announced the winner, and unfortunately it wasn't me. It was a circle track racer named Jordan Ives. Congratulations, Jordan. I'm super stoked for him. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed it wasn't me, but I still am a part of Team Champion, and I'm really excited to run their decal on my car. And it's been a great experience. We learned a lot from the whole thing, and
good.
we're really, really happy with the way it came out.
Look, man, you made a strong effort. I was impressed by your presence online, and I the behind the scenes work for the video and stuff it was beautiful. And you were down to the final 15, so at least there was that.
Now, you had a chance to get behind a dragster or get in the seat of a dragster.
Yeah, actually, Lucky was there too, as well as Donnie Couch. Interestingly enough, we were all there. We went to the Fontana drag strip last week, and we got to go through Frank Hawley's Dragster Adventure Media Day class. And here's some footage from that.
And they're going to flip the coin, and they're going to choose one side of the ladder or the other, which guarantees that both of our coaches will be on the starting line for the final round. And we thought that would be a fairer way of doing it. But these guys, we've been friends for many years. They're great guys. If you don't know them, you'll get to know them today. So I'll let Jack talk for a minute.
Hi, guys. And that means guys and gals. How many of you guys have driven down a quarter mile before? Robert and I haven't done it since 2008.
Indian instructor. I've helped my daughter with junior dragster, and she doesn't listen to a word I say. So no, this is a very cool class. I think this is exciting that we've got a drag strip back in Southern California. We're going to be bringing my daughter's junior dragster out here. I went to Frank Hawley's school when it was at Pomona, and went through a super comp school. And when you sit in the stands and you watch these cars, you think, wow, this is so easy. This can't be that hard. I was humbled beyond belief when I first came to the school and learned how to, what it took to make a good run. So I think you guys are all in for a surprise today. It's pretty cool that he's built these cars, and have some fun. That's what it's all about.
All the way down at the finish line. How can we tell where the finish line is? The last scoreboards, last set of cones. Yeah, if you're kind of within a car length of those cones.
So Alex, I'm curious.
That's before it was a state.
Even though this is just a fun day, media day.
Still nervous?
Your adrenaline going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's taking a while over here.
But we probably, because we're all new at dragsters, wouldn't drive it as aggressively as, say, our Dodge station wagon. Not trying to single anybody out here. In other words, Alex has hundreds of runs of experience in a car with a particular brake pedal and it slows down at a certain rate. These are new to you guys.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I wonder who that person he was singling out was.
I don't know. Dodge station wagon.
Man,
Let's see.
this was such a fun day. It was like I was getting lessons about bracket racing from Jack Beckman. I was getting launch tips from Robert Height, and I was getting my time slips from Jeff Arend. And Frank Hawley was there, by the way.
Oh, you just happened to show, huh?
It was just like it was so much fun. I mean, this whole Dragster Adventure thing is a really, really cool program that Frank's got going. You can go to frankhawley.com to sign up. For a few $100, you can race dragsters side by side with your friends. Yep. It's a really cool experience.
I took my son through it. He and I both took the class a few years ago when Jack was one of the lead instructors.
Yes, and it was about that same time I took it as well, and Jack was my instructor, and it was these, the cars look very similar. They might be the same ones, and it was just a thrill and a half. I'd never done anything as cool as that.
It is great. You got to do it. They're at Fontana. It's going to be on a scheduled basis.
Yes.
They're not going to be every weekend like they were at Pomona.
Yep, you can just go to Fontana's website and they'll have the whole schedule here. I think this is the final round, and I think that
have to tune in next
it's
week.
me and Donnie in the final.
Oh no!
And you're gonna have to come back next week to find out who wins it.
Tune in next week on Speed Scene Live to find out who won. Was it the Don Meister or Alex the Car Girl?
Nicely done, Bob. We're just holding that shot. The Car Girl.
We're hanging on a cliff for a week.
I know. It's like the old Batman TV show. They would do that and tune in next time, whatever that thing was.
At the same bet channel, the same bet station.
Yeah, nicely done. I cannot believe it. There we are, the end of the show. Man, that was fun talking to Robbie Gordon. Great set of interviews as well there, Alex.
Thank you.
Well, good to see you back as well.
Yes, I'm so excited to be back. I'm going to be going to Mopars at the Strip this weekend in Las Vegas, so I'm really excited to have some new stuff to show you guys next time I'm on.
That's going to rock. And Bob just totally loved some of the old school Long Beach Grand Prix stuff.
And I'll be out there. I'm going to look for Robbie. I'm going to be in Turn 11 on Sunday. doing some broadcasting from there. I'll look for Robbie.
Man, hey, and we'll listen to you on the radio, at
Please
least
do.
locally.
Locally.
Yeah.
Fox Riverside.
There you go.
Fox affiliate down there.
Nice. Hey, coming up next, the encore presentation of the show. So glad you joined us tonight, and of course every week here at Speed Scene Live. And have a great week. We'll talk to you again next time around, right here.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and theFoat.com.